The moment paradise will dawn, and all the wars and all this crap, all the manipulation specifically, will stop.
On page 20 and page 21 of her book, The Spirit of Freemasonry, Alice Bailey reveals that, quote, "They can be known by others as the masters of the wisdom, for they are skilled in the divine ways, and have mastered the arts and sciences which their fellow men have yet to master. They are the dispensers of light, and to them has been given, by virtue of their achievement, the privilege and the authority to pronounce the great Masonic formula, 'Let there be light,' and to evoke the response, 'And there was light.' They are therefore sometimes known as the Illuminati, and can direct the searchlight of truth wherever its beams are needed to guide the pilgrim on his way. They are the rishis of the Oriental philosophy, the builders of the occult tradition, and those individualities of outstanding wisdom, strength, and beauty of character who have guided, by precept and example, the faltering steps of blinded and ignorant humanity. They are the bestowers of the privileges and benefits of initiation, and they prepare the candidate for those great revelations and expansions of consciousness, which is the reward for all who persevere in their quest, and thus learn to work in the temple of the Lord. Step by step, they guide the candidate until he has gained the right to stand in the east before the presence, and there before the brethren prove himself initiate. Stage by stage, they assist at the unfolding of the consciousness of the candidate until the time comes when he can enter into light, and in his turn become a light-bearer, one of the Illuminati, who can assist the Lodge on high in bringing humanity into light." So ladies and gentlemen, if you are still a bit confused about what I've just presented, let me put it into perspective for you. The Illuminati New World Order have a strong belief that we are entering into a new age, and that they are expecting a new great teacher who will rule the one world government utopia. This belief stems from the early theosophical beliefs from the 19th century, which evolved from Adam Weissepp's early teachings. When Alice Bailey formed Lucis Trust in 1922, these occult teachings were already spread into the Masonic lodges and adopted by the elite of the world. The plan now is to spread this concealed mystery to the public, which is what we are seeing today. As a Christian, and as someone who has investigated the material, I can tell you that this esoteric view of the Bible they promote is flawed and full of holes. It is a strong delusion and contains no truth whatsoever. And contained in the Bible, we see that just the opposite is true. For example, they believe Christ's Pisces age is almost over, and that he is just one of many teachers sent to us from the gods. However, if you read with me Revelation 17:12-14, we read that, quote, "The 10 horns which you saw are 10 kings who have not yet received a kingdom, but they receive authority as kings with the beast for 1 hour. These have one purpose, and they give their power and authority to the beast. These will wage war against the Lamb, Jesus, and the Lamb will overcome them, because he is Lord of lords and King of kings. And those who are with him are called, and chosen, and faithful." Revelation 19:11 and 20 and 21. "And I saw heaven opened, and behold, a white horse, and he who sat on it called Faithful and True, and in righteousness he judges and wages war. And I saw the beast and the kings of the earth and their armies assembled to make war against him who sat on the horse, and against his army. And the beast was seized, and with him the false prophet who performed the signs in his presence, by which he deceived those who received the mark of the beast, and those who worshipped his image. These 2 were thrown alive into the lake of fire, which burns with brimstone, and the rest were killed with the sword, which came from the mouth of him who sat on the horse, and all the birds were filled with their flesh." This is what the Bible says will happen when the New World Order takes control and introduces the false prophet or teacher that they expect. The esoteric view of the age is not found in the Bible when it speaks of the end times. I'm not telling you to believe this, I'm simply telling you that the Theosophical New World Order view is in head-on collision with what the Bible states concerning the end times and the second coming of Christ. And I believe that when they do bring this false prophet in, the Antichrist will rule the utopia they set up and turn it later into a fascist dictatorship, fulfilling the true plan of the Illuminati and the New World Order. The reason we see people like Jordan Maxwell, David Icke, Peter Joseph, and Michael Tsarion promoting this esoteric theosophical New Age view is because they either practice the philosophy independently and don't understand the final result it will cause, or they were sent to infiltrate the truth movement and help usher in the New Age and the New World Order that will apparently cure all of the world's problems and corrupt leadership. The thing is, the corruption is done by the same people who are promoting the New Age solution at the top. It is called order out of chaos. They are artificially creating this crisis, i.e. war, financial crisis, and corruption, and then they get people to expose it and offer the solution to achieve their goal, which happens to be a fascist dictatorship in the mask of a utopia.
Well, can I have a house in this future system? He goes, you will have a place where you can go to for privacy. Well, will I be able to have a gun? Well, I don't see why you're going to need a gun. You know, there's going to be all this great peace. And then we'll have everything will be according to the load of the earth. Well, who's going to decide that? And that's all the theosophic system. Man, I tell you, Burmans, this is amazing.
Yeah, you know, I was very wary with the original release of Zeitgeist. I thought it was, well produced, excellently done. I had a lot of questions. I actually interviewed Peter Joseph probably 2.5 years ago. And, you know, looking back on it, if you check it out on YouTube, when I asked him, well, how do you feel about people interpreting this as kind of new agey and futuristic and kind of one-worldy, he got very defensive on that. And he was like, well, what's wrong with that? And, you know, I countered it by saying, well, a lot of the proponents of that don't seem to have this great utopian vision for the common man. It seems like that utopian vision is for the upper echelon. You know,
no, that's the key. What you just hit on, this Zeitgeist Illuminati view is for the general slaves. You won't work anymore. It's going to be heavenly. The machines will run it all. That's always what they've put out for the general public the last 150 years. But for the elite and their real UN policy documents and the Theosophic Society, it's exterminating the majority of us. And Alice Bailey, and then after that, Barbara Marx Hubbard, saying, you know, we're the pale horse death. We're going to slaughter the majority of people. Every Christian must be killed.
The following is an exchange I had with Jordan Maxwell. Okay, so Jordan Maxwell denies that he is involved with Lucis Trust and that he supports it. He says he doesn't support it and that he's just a researcher revealing this to everyone. But Alice Bailey said, and what we are living in today is the externalization of the hierarchy. They're externalizing the information that was kept secret, just like Fritz Springmeier said. They're externalizing that information that the elite has, the mysteries, and they're releasing it to the public. That's Jordan Maxwell's job. But he's not going to tell you that. Okay, so he just denied that. He said he had that experience with those angelic entities where he pledged allegiance to them. Helena Blavatsky, same woman who he said he admired so much, said was Lucifer. She said those beings were Lucifer.
Okay, so we drive out maybe a mile, if that, and all of a sudden I got a very overwhelming sensation that we've done something wrong.